In 1997 and 8, old boy named Landon Whitley experienced a traumatic event that left a deep mark on his life. After a devastating car accident involving his family, Landon was declared clinically dead 3 times. Each time, he was revived by medical teams, and during these periods, Landon claimed to have visited heaven. He described being in a place filled with gentle, radiant light, encountering angelic figures, and feeling an immense sense of peace. During one of these experiences, he saw a figure he identified as Jesus, who communicated with him through a touch and a gentle voice. Jesus told Landon that it was not yet his time to stay in heaven, and that he had a purpose to fulfill on earth, prompting him to return to life despite his reluctance. Landon was revived and survived his injuries, carrying with him vivid memories of his near-death experiences. His story became one of spiritual significance, leaving both him and his family to ponder the meaning of the message he received during those moments between life and death. Landon Whitley had a second profound near-death experience after the devastating car accident that left him clinically dead 3 times. In this encounter, he found himself in a darker, more solemn realm, a twilight space with an ethereal glow. He witnessed a panoramic vision of the world, not as it physically is, but as a spiritual reflection. In this vision, he saw a dark cloud spreading ominously over the landscape, consuming the light and symbolizing humanity's spiritual decline. Landon was met by Jesus, who now bore an expression of deep sorrow. Jesus revealed that the darkness represented the choices people were making, turning away from love and faith. He gave Landon a crucial message: to warn humanity to change its ways, to remember love, compassion, and faith, or face a bleak future. Jesus explained that Landon's pure heart and innocence made him the right person to carry this warning, as people would listen to him. Although overwhelmed by the responsibility, Landon accepted the task. He returned to his body in the hospital, miraculously surviving for the 3rd time. Now awake and in pain, he carried the burden of the vision, determined to share the warning with the world despite not fully understanding why he had been chosen. His mother, Julie, was by his side, grateful for her son's miraculous survival, even as Landon grappled with the weight of what he had seen. After surviving a near-fatal accident and multiple moments of clinical death, Landon struggled to articulate the profound experiences he had during his time in the afterlife. In the hospital, as he recovered miraculously from severe injuries, Landon was quiet and contemplative, as if wrestling with memories too immense for his young mind to express. Eventually, he began to share glimpses of what he had seen, first with his mother, Julie. He told her he had seen his late father, Andy, in a place of light, who reassured him that he was at peace and with Jesus. As Landon continued to recover, his descriptions grew more detailed. He spoke of meeting Jesus in a golden light, hearing a loving voice telling him that he had to return because he had a purpose. But the most troubling part for him was a warning he felt compelled to share. Jesus had shown him a vision of the world covered in darkness, an ominous storm that symbolized humanity's moral and spiritual decline. Landon explained that unless people chose love, compassion, and faith, the darkness would continue to spread. Julie, a devout woman of faith, was moved and unsettled by her son's experiences. She had never told Landon about his father's death, yet he described meeting Andy in the afterlife with startling clarity. These revelations, combined with Landon's detailed and vivid descriptions of his visions, were impossible for her to dismiss. She knew their lives had irrevocably changed, burdened with a message they were meant to share, regardless of the consequences or disbelief they might face. Despite the challenges, Julie resolved to help Landon spread his story, knowing they had a duty to share the warning he had received. As word of Landon's experiences began to circulate among friends and family, they faced skepticism and doubt, but Julie remained determined. She felt the weight of Landon's encounter, realizing that their mission was not just about recovery. It was about delivering a message of urgent change, a call for humanity to turn away from darkness and embrace love. Landon's experience of meeting Jesus and receiving a dire warning for humanity continued to shape his life and the lives of those around him. After recovering from a near-fatal accident, Landon felt compelled to share his story despite skepticism and disbelief. He began speaking in churches, including his own, where he and his mother, Julie, recounted the events. Landon described a world covered in darkness due to humanity's choices, emphasizing a need to choose love over hate and kindness over anger to prevent further decline. His story moved some to tears, while others remained skeptical, viewing it as a product of trauma or a child's imagination. Despite mixed reactions, Landon was steadfast in his mission. He believed he had been given a purpose, to share what he had seen and heard, regardless of whether others believed him. This conviction led him to speak at community gatherings and even local media, where his message spread far beyond their town. Some embraced his story, finding inspiration and a renewed sense of faith, while others dismissed it as a hoax. Yet Landon remained unfazed by the doubters, confident that his duty was simply to share the truth as he had experienced it. As the years passed, Landon's story became legendary, drawing people from near and far. He continued to speak with humility and kindness, emphasizing that the light he had felt in the afterlife was stronger than any darkness. Julie, despite her own grief over losing her husband, watched her son grow with pride. Landon's unwavering dedication to his message centered on love, hope, and faith became his life's mission, a testament to his extraordinary encounter with the divine and the lessons he believed he had been sent back to share.